Welcome to another episode of Alaskan Babble podcast, where they babble and we gaggle. Today, today we are joined by Scott Eggleston, a director here in our local fair town of
Welcome,
Anchorage,
welcome,
Alaska.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yep,
welcome.
yep. And
Great.
you specialize in horror movies, which, if the audience that hasn't known already, that horror is my favorite genre. I
Mm.
love horror movies, and I cannot get enough of them.
I wouldn't say I specialize in horror movies, but I have made one
You have made one.
and worked on some here in Anchorage. So.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And the movie that you directed that's on Hulu, not Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and Shudder,
Tubi.
Tubi.
Yeah,
Tubi.
Shudder is kind of,
Tubi.
like up here, and I'm sort of, as far as distribution goes.
Okay.
That's a pretty big platform.
Tubi's a growing platform too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a really good spot for independent stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was bought by Fox.
Yeah.
So they started dumping all their stuff on it. So
All the stuff.
so the indies are kind of getting
Yep.
Well, that's a
pushed down.
travesty
Yep.
of justice there.
It's typical streaming. Netflix did the same thing. Amazon did the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, when they're nobodies, they'll take anything.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then when they're somebody's, they say, "Sorry, guys,
Oh, yeah.
to help
Oh,
build
yeah.
our platform, you're out."
Yeah.
Well, I like Tubi because on Amazon Prime they'll have movies that you have to pay for, and Tubi will have them for free.
Commercial.
It's got and I don't mind that. The commercials are kind
I
of long.
hate it.
Tubi,
I hate
if you're
it.
listening, cut those commercials down.
No,
They like 30 seconds.
I hate commercials. Like, this
2
is
minutes.
It's the biggest reason why I don't watch Tubi. It's because of all the commercials. It's like every 10 minutes is a 5-minute long commercial.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, man, we have gone so far away from cable, and you're trying to bring back the feeling
It's
of
the
cable.
exact same
Right.
Yeah.
thing.
So I strictly avoid Tubi because of that reason.
But we accept commercials.
We expect sponsorship.
We accept commercials over here. We are commercial friendly.
hmm
Well, my brand ambassador here, we'll reach out to you. Just
Yeah. Just
leave a
give us a
comment.
call.
Or leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Anything. We need money pretty badly. So
Right.
we're trying to manifest the money to come.
Absolutely.
So you directed a movie called Bad Bones.
Yes, that was
That, that was directed here in Anchorage.
in my house actually.
That was
Oh.
in your house.
Yes.
So you have a haunted crawl space in
It's
your
not.
house.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just a movie, Tyken.
Right.
It's just a movie, they said. It's just a
Right.
movie. It's not
Yeah.
based on real life or anything.
No,
No. So did you write the movie too?
I did.
Okay.
Well, I wrote it with two of my friends from grad school.
Okay, interesting.
So I actually wrote all the words in the movie. We collaborated though. So
Okay, so it was 3 writers for this movie.
yeah, I mean, they have story credit, but yeah,
Right.
I did all the writing because it was like, we'd have these online meetings and they say, okay, write 5 pages and come and
Yeah.
we'll reconvene and talk about them. And that's kind of the process. But I spearheaded the movie.
Okay. So that being said,
Yeah.
what is your favorite fruit?
What's my favorite fruit?
Yeah.
I ate a lot of apples.
Did you? Did you eat a lot of apples? So in the movie,
Oh, okay, I'm
And-
missing. That's where I'm
it's
missing.
it's a reference, right?
Okay.
So in the movie of Bad Bones, there's to give you the premise, correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
the crawl space is a cloning facility,
Oh,
essentially, right? You can clone people, but the people come back different every single time, a little bit different. Is that an accurate interpretation
Yeah,
of it?
I mean, it's a lot of it's open to interpretation. But
Okay.
yeah, that's the basic
So-
idea. is-
So the crawl space, you're able to clone people,
okay.
and when they get out of a certain range from the house, they turn into liquid. They
Oh.
make a very bad mess in the car. So
Oh,
it's a very, very interesting premise. And so what the main character did in that movie in specific to figure out, oh, well, can I clone my wife? How will this work? There's like a pile of apples in his house in a bowl, right? And
okay.
he would take the apple, he would put it into the crawl space and go, I gotta dig a little bit more. I gotta make these symbols and just put it in. I'm gonna put the apple in. And then he, leaves the crawl space for a little bit, goes back in. It's like, oh my God, the apple's gone. Where
Oh.
did the apple go?
So is this a horror comedy?
Sounds like it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm trying not to make it
I
sound.
label it as a sci-fi horror mystery
Okay.
because it's got it's sort of a hybrid. It's not really one specific genre.
Okay.
So
Right.
and there is humor in it for sure.
There is.
Probably not to the
No.
extent.
Right.
I'm
The
making
voice.
I'm making a parody of it at this
Yeah.
moment.
But that's
Yeah. So I mean, for me, I don't watch a lot of scary movies. I'm not a good pop out.
I
You
don't
know
like
what
I
I
don't
mean?
like jump scares either. In fact, there weren't
That's
any.
there you
Would you
go.
say there were any jump
No,
scares?
there's not
Okay,
any. I would say it's not a jump scare at
Yeah.
all, right?
yeah.
Everything kind of flows. You're going to see what's going on
Okay.
from the
Well,
next scene.
the problem with jump scares is they drain all the tension out of the movie.
Yeah, they
Every time you
do.
have a jump scare, everybody relaxes, right? And
Hmm.
if you can avoid that, or at
Right.
least do them maybe one or two in your movie, you
Right.
can ratchet up the tension
Right.
to almost unbearable levels,
Right.
and then
And for me, I think the most important part when it comes to horror movies or jump scares in general, there has to be a tension buildup that's worth the jump scare. Like if I think of the Conjuring series. I think the first Conjuring movie did a really great job with jump scares. That's where jump scares really started getting popular because of James Wan.
Mm.
But if you go to the sequels after sequel after sequel, the jump scares just become too predictable at that
yeah,
point. Right.
and irritating.
And
I
irritating,
would say,
exactly.
I
yeah.
think they give me anxiety. You know the movies or intros to movies where they say the strobes may be extreme.
Oh yeah,
I get a little bit
you
of
get a seizure when you're watching the movie.
not a
Get a
seizure,
seizure.
but
That's what those warnings are
um,
for, right?
Yeah.
like a a little loopy, I guess. It's kind of like my wife uh uh texting while we driving or trying to read a book while we
Mm.
driving.
Oh,
She'd probably
jeez.
throw up.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those.
Excuse me, Van. I'm reading Pucking Around, going
No.
50 miles per hour.
No, I'm saying I'm driving and she's in the passenger seat. She can't. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no,
I
not
thought
while
she was
driving.
driving
Yeah.
and reading a
No.
book. Could you imagine just reading a book while driving? This is how you get on Alaska's worst drivers page.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
no. In the passenger seat driving.
Well, I guess the good thing about your movie, you didn't have to pay anyone for using their house.
That's
So
correct. Yes.
that's good.
Well,
That's good for budgeting.
and the reason, and this is kind of a Roger Corman technique too, if you remember who he was in the
Sure.
40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And he would often write movies around specific locations if he had access to something cool.
Hmm.
So when I was, like I said, I'd worked on a couple of features here that were shot in at Mackenzie Point.
Yeah.
And the filmmaker Joe Hamilton had access to this property and he had kind of a backlot out there. And so I was working on a couple of these movies and I thought I should be doing this. I'm a trained filmmaker. I went to film
Right.
school, self-taught also. And what have I got to make a movie with? And so I thought, well, I have a house,
Right.
and under the house I have this giant crawl space that even I can stand up in. I'm pretty tall.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, that's scary all within itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of movie would you make if you had a crawl space under your house? That's
Well,
that's sort of the
that's a good question
yeah.
because I recently did make a movie about me in a
Oh,
crawl space that I
oh,
will show you later.
cool.
Really?
All
Yeah,
right. All right.
yeah, it's really good. I think it's gonna definitely win some horror movie awards. I think it's a really good pitch for me, a goth, to get on
Oh,
my show.
really?
Yeah, yeah. I hoping that she will see this podcast and
Hmm.
look at my filmography and my acting and think, man, this guy
I have
is
to work
worth
with
being
him.
naked for.
Oh,
Well, that's a tall order there.
yeah.
Well,
Uh, yeah. That's what that button is intended for, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. Uh,
Skip ahead.
so with the movie Bad Bones,
Yeah.
there's a theme that I've noticed that is the husband needing to let go of the wife. But it wasn't very what I noticed is that you never gave away the disease that the wife does have.
Right.
I just
Terminal disease.
it's a
Yeah.
terminal disease, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's open for interpretation what terminal disease is.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not a perfect movie, and some people have told me, like I had one person tell me that because the disease is so undescribed that it's almost like it doesn't exist, like it loses its weight
I can
because
see that, yeah.
so and that's fair, and that's
right.
fair, but yes, and part of it was like I also didn't want to be too specific because then I would be accountable for if she has like osteoporosis,
Right.
let's say, then that is going to limit you to what you can do with
Right.
her,
Right,
because at one point
exactly.
she likes to run, so she's going running. I mean, would you be doing that if you have osteoporosis? I don't know,
Right.
but it's just one of those things when you're writing a story or making the movie that you have to make decisions on, and you don't always make the right decisions. I
Right.
mean, sometimes you could have made better decisions, and there's several things in my, after you make a movie, right?
Yeah,
You look back and think, well, I could have done that better.
Right.
yeah.
Especially when you're in a situation where your time is limited. I shot this movie in 10 days, so
You shot the movie in
yeah, very,
how?
very,
How? Excuse me. Well, going back to that,
yeah.
how do you shoot an entire 90-minute-ish movie in 10 days?
Well, the first thing you do is, of course, the two leads were from LA. So
Yeah.
they and Chris Levine, who played Russ, the lead. He's the guy that I worked on previously with these two other movies at McKinsey Point. So I got to know him there,
Yeah.
and he helped me find Madison Bullock, the actress.
Yeah. No,
Um,
no relation to Sandra Bullock.
no relation, no.
Okay.
And there's a whole other casting story behind that. But what ended up happening is that so I had them living on the location with me in the house, as well as my two friends from the South, where I went to film school with, who wrote the movie with me. They were living there, and then we had some local people that worked. That not all of them did, but we like our sound guy, Ethan Feaster. He lived in Palmer, and so he said, "Well, I can just commute." I'm like, "Just come stay with us. We're all living here anyway."
Yeah.
So anyway, if you wake up in the morning and you're on the
Right.
location,
Right.
I mean, you're saving a bunch of time.
Right.
There's no company moves in this movie, which is where
Sure.
you pick everybody up and go to a
Right.
specific location, except for the park.
hmm
There's one scene in the park.
Right.
Did you have to pay to use the park?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I lived in that area, so I didn't ask for permission either. I didn't. I mean, there's no HOA, so I
Right.
wasn't
Because
really worried about it too
I
much.
know a lot of I mean, there's a lot of movies based in Alaska, right? But they're
Mhm.
not actually shot in
Right.
Alaska. They're shot in Canada. And I think it's because they need the rights to shoot in Alaska, if I'm correct.
Well, there's also no tax credit here for film studios. There
Really
used to be, and like I think in 2015, I think Big Miracle was the last movie that was shot here that had the tax credit. So big
interesting.
productions aren't going to come here because they don't get
Right.
tax breaks
Oh,
Right.
anymore. They're trying to get it back, but so yeah, so you'll see like I think Jodie Foster shot True Detective in Iceland or something. It
yes.
was supposed to be
Yes.
in Alaska. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I just read this morning actually that John Carpenter's doing a horror anthology that's supposed to
Oh,
be based here in
that's going to be
Alaska.
great.
But are they going to shoot it here?
Well, didn't
Unlikely.
our president just say he was doing 100% tariff on movies shot
Outside of Alaska.
Outside the
Yeah.
United
Or outside the
States.
United
United
States.
States?
Yeah.
Aren't most movies shot outside of the United States?
There's a good amount of movie that are shot outside
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
United States.
And the fact is, I mean, if you've ever tried to shoot anything in Alaska, it can be daunting versus like if you're in British Columbia and you're faking it because they have more of a infrastructure there for
Mhm.
movies. They
Right.
really don't here. There's not the film community here is pretty small.
Yeah.
I mean, understandably, like most
Mm.
smaller towns.
Right.
But
There's something about Alaskan horror movies I can really appreciate. I think Moose, the movie. Have you guys seen
Never
Moose?
saw it.
Okay,
that's
we
it.
need to watch it
Never
because
saw it.
it's the most ridiculous movie I've ever seen. But I like to describe it the room of horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have you watched The
I
Room?
remember
Tommy
you
Wiseau.
brought it up, but
Yeah.
the
Not
room,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've
The
heard-
Room.
The
yeah.
last horror movie I watched, and don't judge me, was the Blair Witch Project.
That's
Oh,
a great
wow.
one.
In the theater?
Yeah.
This
In
is
theater?
a long time ago.
In
That's in
theater.
the
It's like
90s,
25
dude.
years ago.
That's
Whoa.
in the 90s.
I'm sorry.
It
was like-
should be. So,
I'm sorry.
1999.
yeah, so The Moose the movie, which if anyone that is a part of that cast wants to come on the show, please do. I have
Should reach out to him.
so many questions to ask. Like, why the puppets? But we'll
Moose puppets?
no, it's ridiculous. I don't want to get
Okay.
into that far, but I will say this: a part of the movie when the guy is ordering from the restaurant, there's literally freaking a freaking waiter that refuses to talk to anyone. The only thing you can see is his eyebrows, right? But he's using a puppet to talk to
Oh, interesting.
the customers taking their order.
So this is absurdist
It's
comedy.
absurd.
Okay.
It's absurd. It's
Okay.
ridiculous. I'll never understand like why would they do that? But I digress. I want to get back to you.
Hey, you got a question in mind of the writer, right? Like Stephen King, like to write some of the stuff that he writes, like what is going on
Yeah, that's
up
a good
top
point.
to,
Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with that. S- So going back to you needed to shoot everything in 10 days.
Oh yeah, going back to that, right. So we had a limited window when the actors were going to be there, the leads.
Mhm.
This is one of those situations where you can't reshoot anything because
No.
once they go back to LA, you can't
Right.
call them back. I don't have
Right.
the money for that.
right.
And you
So-
probably had to pay them quite a bit.
I mean, I paid them a month. Chris actually donated his time. He
Really?
actually donated what I was going to pay him to the actress so that we could have more
Oh,
money
right
to
on.
pay her.
Wow.
Because Chris and I have a relationship and we knew
Yeah.
each other. And he said, "Hey, if you write a movie, I'll be
Right.
in it."
Right.
And he's really good at like promoting stuff. He's a great promoter, a great guy to work with.
Mhm.
But he he put his, I was going to pay him into the pot for the actors. So at least, which wasn't a lot of money, but still it would be more attractive to get somebody out here. Plus you're coming to Alaska. That's kind of a hook too.
Right.
True.
People want to come to
Right.
Alaska at least to visit.
Absolutely.
It's
The,
almost genius to keep everybody in the same house
well,
while
it cuts down
production
Just
on
go
cheap,
costs.
because they
yeah.
stay in character to a sense.
Well, yeah, you're on the, and you don't have to house, you have to house actors or crew.
Right.
You know, if you're going to bring people in, you got to put them somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a lot cheaper for me to put them in my house versus like
Absolutely.
a hotel or a trailer.
I mean, your house
Absolutely.
does have good bones.
It does it?
No, we established that. It's all bad.
I gotta see. I'm
Yeah.
interested. I gotta watch. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to sit down and watch
Yeah,
it,
check
but
it
I
out. It's
definitely want to
free.
watch it.
It's free on Tubi. You're
Well, I actually bought it to watch in Prime.
cool.
So
Thank you.
you,
Yeah.
So
there's
when just so I can catch up, not to get off
no,
topic,
you're fine.
when did you shoot it?
I shot it in July of 2021.
Oh, okay. So
And
it's
then
a
it
fairly
was, and
recent.
then we released it, yeah, fairly recently. And then it
Okay.
was done the following year.
Okay.
I think in May or April. We actually premiered it at the city library here.
Oh, okay, very
I
cool.
think Chris actually came back to Alaska to go,
Very
Oh, right
which
on.
nice.
was cool. I wouldn't premiere a movie there again just because of the expense. It was
It's
expensive.
expensive to premiere at a library.
Well, the city library, I can't remember the name of it.
Lusac.
Lusac?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
Lusac.
Yeah, where they have the city council meetings and everything.
Hmm.
It was like I think it was like $500 to rent it for a
Holy,
couple hours,
ooh,
which was one of the cheaper
it's
venues.
like 1,000 and some odd dollars at the end of the day. Of the day.
Yeah, and yeah, so I would, and we basically broke even. Like was able to sell some tickets.
I
And
guess
have
that's
some,
a good question. Is through this, which we should go talk about this real quick. Did you break even with everything in general? Did you actually make money doing this
no,
movie?
I did
No,
not.
you
No.
lost it. You did it for the art.
Well, the idea was to make money, and after spending, we haven't talked about like me being on YouTube, but I
Right.
did, after earning some decent money on YouTube for a minute there when it was like my popularity spiked for a minute.
Mhm.
You were monetized?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. In fact, Bad Bones is on YouTube as well, so I
Oh,
have
right
made
on.
some money from them. From
Right.
that. I mean, this movie's probably the budget was probably between like $10,000 and $12,000.
Well, that's really low for a movie.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is, and
Would you consider that low for an indie movie?
oh yeah, it's micro. This is
Right.
micro
Even for an
budget.
indie movie?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of independent movies, typically a low budget is probably like 50K.
Right.
Mhm.
That's a little more reasonable. This is outrageous to make a movie for this. I mean, a lot of people are donating their time, or
Mhm.
you have to pay them obviously, but you
Yeah.
can't pay them a lot.
Okay.
Did you
Um,
own most of the equipment? Did that
yes,
help?
we did rent. We rented the camera, um, which was a Sony. I just can't remember the model right now, but it is an inexpensive camera anyway. Probably it's like $2,500 camera.
Oh, okay.
But if
Okay.
you rent it, I mean, you're paying like $300 for the
Right.
Did you go to
whole shoot.
Stewart's to rent this camera?
No, we got it online. I actually can't remember what site we rented it from, but they ship it to you, and then you ship it back when you're done.
Oh,
I did
okay.
get some stuff
Absolutely.
from Stewart's, like some camera batteries and stuff like that, but they're very expensive. I actually tried to get them as a sponsor at one point when I did the premiere, and they just
Oh,
did
did you?
not respond to me.
Stewards
No,
is where Khalil
Yeah, that's
is
what Cleo
from,
does
right?
is
Yeah.
is his film
Oh, right
processing.
on.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. If you haven't checked out, Khalil is the only, well, I wouldn't say the only, he's the
One of
biggest lab
yeah.
studio
mm.
here for
If
film
you're
development.
developing film, which
Yeah.
is expensive, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would never shoot on film because of that. But
Oh, I shoot on film all the
but
time.
but like me coming from like the name of my YouTube channel was The Frugal Filmmaker,
The
and so
frugal, I like that.
yeah,
The frugal
so
filmmaker.
and I was pretty active for a long time. The idea actually when I started the channel was I'm going to turn this channel into a venue to debut features on, just to release
Oh
features.
yeah,
Oh, that's
totally.
cool.
And I did that with this movie, but the problem was by the time that I got to the point where I was releasing a feature,
Right.
my activity on YouTube had dropped quite a bit just because of life. I mean, I
Right.
was,
And the
like I said,
algorithm is so
Right.
hard.
yeah, and I was, like I said, I was active. I think talked a little bit beforehand. For about 7 years, I was pretty seriously like I was releasing 2 videos a week,
Yeah.
That's
and
how you stay
Yeah.
current on it.
That's what I'm trying to do with our show in general. What we do, it's, as you know, we release our show every Sunday,
Right.
right? For that consistency. I don't think I could release like 2 episodes a week. It'd be
yeah, it
way
was
too much.
hard. But I was also in college. I was
Yeah.
also
Right.
in college, and then I was in grad school. So there's a long stretch where my schedule was so flexible that I could do that stuff. Plus, I was
Right.
younger and I could stay up late.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore. Can't stay up past midnight. Recording stuff.
Yeah.
It's too hard on the middle-aged body.
8 o'clock for me.
Yeah.
I need to go to
But
bed.
so, and I talked about that on my channel too. I talked about, hey, I want to build this up, and now YouTube like wants long form content.
Right.
They want to be
Yeah,
like Netflix. They want to
exactly.
be like
For
these
the
other
watch
platforms.
hours.
And I
Mhm.
know this because when I released my movie on YouTube, I was expecting like, oh, I'll get maybe 10, 20,000 views. Well, we got like
Oh
290,000,
wow.
Wow.
which is pretty good. It's not viral or anything, but
Well, 290,000 views is a pretty nice paycheck too.
well, it's okay.
Right.
It's not. I mean, considering the budget of the movie, like I
Right.
said, I still haven't broken even, but I'm probably like $1,000 short or
Oh, you're
something.
not that
So
far then.
no, and so it's not a failure as an experiment.
No, absolutely
But
not.
Well, I don't think anything's a failure in general, right? I would even say this show, even though we're not breaking
Right.
even and actually getting the views we want to, my theory, right, it's gonna be like until like episode 50 that we're gonna get the
Right.
traction.
Well, I mean, he reached 290,000 people.
Yeah,
Like
290,000
yeah.
we
people.
just
That's
did
a
100.
yeah, yeah,
Well, and of
yay.
course, YouTube also has the best metrics. You can see, like, I think the depressing thing about that number, it's like, oh, those people did not stay through the whole movie because you can
Right.
see,
Yeah, where
the
they
average of
stop.
when they
Right. Right.
when
Right.
the cliff, people they fall off the cliff. But that's okay. I mean, and every platform has its own ecosystem that you need to learn to
Mm-hmm.
exploit, whether it's YouTube or Tubi or
Mm-hmm.
Amazon or
Mhm.
whatever you can get on. Actually, my movie got licensed through Film Hub, which is a service you can upload your feature to, and then streaming platforms will license your movie from them,
Yeah,
and they will. It's like an 80-20 split.
yeah,
Um, Obviously, on YouTube, I didn't have to do that because I have a monetized channel, so I
Right.
could, I just do the 50, 55, 45 split with YouTube.
right.
But
How does
Yeah.
that? You can. So I got a buddy. What is it called? Copyright strike.
Yeah, copyrights and
oh,
strike.
Well, so I got a buddy who goes. All he does is take a video or a short off one platform and post it to
Well,
another.
that's why he's got
yeah,
copyright
right.
strike.
That's
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 exactly
illegal.
He
that's
does it.
illegal.
So I mean, he gets paid from it through his channel,
Well, he
but
shouldn't.
he's probably had, I don't know, 10, 15 channels so far.
Oh,
They keep getting shut down. But I mean,
Well, that's called shadow
that should be a
banning.
red
there
flag.
you
Yeah,
go. Shadow
shadow
banning.
banning.
Yeah.
So yeah, what he's doing is completely I hate it when people do that.
And YouTube will people have done that with my movie too, or
Oh,
my
really?
videos. Yeah, and YouTube will tell you, hey, this channel is showing your video. Do you want us to
Oh,
force them to
okay.
drop it,
Yeah.
or do you want to allow them to leave it up?
I mean, it's one thing
If
that
you
they're
have the rights to
using
it,
like transformative, like using the copyright, royalty free, transformative. Hey, I'm actually giving my critique, so I'm gonna
right?
like I know,
Fair use is
yeah,
what you're
fair
talking about. Yeah.
use because I've seen a lot of YouTube channels that do fair use, as in they would do a review and then they get copyright stricken because they use a review.
So that's like
Reaction channels,
Yeah,
right?
it's
there's
like
Yeah,
there's a
reaction.
person sitting, you can see the person sitting at the bottom of the screen showing this
yeah.
recopied video.
Well, okay, here's my thing when it comes to that, right? Is that when a individual is doing reaction, but they're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh,
Right.
uh-huh. You know,
But I do
that's
know what you're talking
that's
about.
when I'm
Yeah.
just like, I think of like Asmongold. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him before.
Mm-mm.
He's a guy that does react to video, but he gives his own commentary to
Yeah.
it.
Right.
And I think that's perfectly fine, right? That is very acceptable in my opinion. You should, because I think anything could be critiqued and could be reviewed,
And
or
those
you
are
can
still
give your
heavily
opinion.
edited too, so they
And
don't
those are
get.
heavily edited
Mm-hmm.
as
Yeah.
well, so it's not like they're breaking copyright law. And I know there's a good amount of times YouTube or the algorithm, the AI would go and just like, hey, that's copyright material, even though
Mm-hmm.
it's uh transformative work.
Yeah, I actually have a video on my channel that was one of the videos that did really well, but I had a section of Vivaldi's music in it, thinking, "Oh, this is public domain,
It
right?
is public
I can
domain.
well, but it's not because it's recorded by somebody else, and those
Right.
people, and you're using their
Oh,
recording.
Right.
So I got a notice saying, "Hey, this is somebody else's music. Do you want to take it down? Or you can leave it up, and they will get paid for what you would get."
yeah.
So I thought, well, this video is fine, whatever. It's not going to do anything. It was a video of me. I built a camera crane. I built my own camera crane.
Ooh,
That video went on to be viewed by like 800,000 times, and so I
no.
can see how much money I didn't make, which was
Right.
about $2,000.
Oh,
Right.
And
geez.
Right.
so but I was too like nervous. Like I didn't want to take my video down because I didn't want to hurt the views that had already
Right.
been on. They didn't,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I paid the price for it, and I've left that video up as kind of a lesson to me, where it's like copyright's a real thing, and you're
Yep.
going to lose money if you don't obey copyright
Yeah.
Yeah.
laws
Well,
because YouTube is really strict.
I hear
thankfully for
how to's on YouTube is like the way to go.
It's
And
one
I
way.
should
It's
get
one way. Yeah.
comfortable with because I do a lot of tinkering. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there who don't know how to change a fuel pump or something,
yeah.
and
There's
I
a,
do it all day
there's a
long.
lot of mechanics videos on YouTube,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
some of which are really good. I'd recommend find out whatever your niche is and like just
Right.
zero in on it
Right.
Yeah.
because you got a lot of competition.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just takes
Exactly.
time. Like you're building your show, and you just keep doing it, and eventually you'll get traction. You just have
Right.
to promote it too. But
Yeah. And I would say promoting is 90% of the game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
find your audience.
Exactly.
Engage them, that kind of thing. I mean, it's
And then
real.
also different platforms, right? And don't just stay
Yeah,
to
because
one.
I do upload to 3 different platforms. I
Okay.
upload to YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook, which Facebook gets the most traction. I
Okay.
don't know if you saw the one with Heather McCarthy, but she has 15,000 views on that.
No, I didn't look
That's
on
pretty
Yeah,
good.
Facebook. I just been looking at the.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
she has about 15,000 views right now, and I've been considering putting on
Thank you.
Rumble. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I've been considering putting on Rumble and Odyssey as well,
Okay.
just to see if maybe I can try to get more. But that's just like a lot of places they upload.
Yeah.
It's like, when do you call it quits? But going back to where we're talking about the production of Bad Bones,
Yes.
how difficult was it to shoot everything in 10 days? Was there a lot of drama in the background about shooting all
Well,
this
there's
in 10
drama on
days?
every film set.
Right.
The biggest, I was very grateful that we didn't have any interpersonal drama.
Yeah.
That was good because if that happens, I mean, that can sink your movie
Oh yeah.
super fast, and when you're on a really tight schedule. The biggest things that happened in our movie was that as soon as my 2 LA actors showed up, they got sick
Oh.
like instantly, and it was probably COVID. It's probably
Oh.
what it
Oh,
was.
geez.
Oh.
So, I mean, we don't know for sure because no one was diagnosed, but they had a lot of symptoms of it, and but no one else got sick. And I don't know if it's
Okay.
like they didn't have their shots or what. I don't know. This was again 2021, so we're pretty,
We're
pretty.
post-COVID at
And we
that point,
weren't,
right?
were we employing COVID protocols like they do on
Right.
movie sets? No, I mean we're
Right.
independent production.
We don't have
Right.
that kind of money.
Yeah,
The
sorry, can't afford masks.
budget's not there.
Well,
Uh,
movies also went down slightly
Well, they did,
after
yeah.
that, right? And then everybody started doing podcasting.
Yeah, podcasts became
Well, let's stay
big
on
during
topic.
COVID. Yeah,
Yeah.
continue on.
So yeah, so they both got sick, and in fact, and then I think we were 8 days in, maybe 5 days in. My lead actress, Madison, lost her voice. She came to me and she said, "My voice is really. I'm sorry, my voice is gone."
Mm.
Is that why she sounded a little bit more
Well,
wispy?
yeah, I worked it into the movie.
Yeah, it actually worked really well because even at the end of the movie, she sounded she was getting more sick, and
Mm.
And she
it,
sounds different, right?
yeah, she
It's
does.
supposed to be
Oh,
changing.
that's
So
so cool. It reminds me a lot like
so
When Victor Hugo kicked the helmet and broke his foot in Lord of the Rings, and he
oh yeah,
incorporated that into.
yeah, and that kind of stuff happens. And now I did. You probably noticed this too. There was some ADR on her
I did.
because her voice was. I couldn't have her in an early scene having no voice, and unless I wanted to ADR the whole movie, which I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
In fact, when she went back, I think she moved from LA to Oklahoma. I had to contact a film school in Oklahoma and say, "Hey, can my actress come to your school and do some re-recording? Just play the scene and re-record this scene."
How does that even work? She just goes into a booth and
Well, I
talks
told them
over.
don't put her in a booth because anybody doing ADR out there, please don't use booths
Right.
because try and match the scene as best you
Right.
can. Like in one of the scenes of my movie where she was standing in a doorway talking to the neighbor.
Right.
That's not going to sound like if you put her in a booth, she's going to sound like she's in a booth.
Right.
It's too isolated. It's
Right.
too clean.
Right.
You
Right.
need some kind of dirty,
Right.
atmosphere
Yeah.
around her. And so that's what I would always do. If you can put her in the exact same location and
Right.
record their sound, but that's not
Right.
possible always, obviously.
Yeah.
So I
Of
said,
course,
just put
the
her in a
voice-
doorway, put her, somewhere else, not in a booth.
Right.
And so it's, it kind of matches sort of. It's, I hate that stuff. I hate ADR, hate it with a
Yeah.
passion because it drops you out of the movie when you spot it in a movie,
Yeah.
Even in Hollywood movies, you can see it or hear it.
Right.
Is that
So-
is that a form of when like I hate when I start watching a movie and I don't know 20 I'm engaged in it 20 minutes in the lips don't match
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
the lip
voice.
syncing issues.
I'll turn it right there.
Yeah.
Really? You just turn off the whole
Oh
movie,
yeah.
huh?
I would
Oh
be the
yeah.
same way
Well,
too.
maybe you wouldn't have made it through my movie.
Oh.
But like I said, she did lose her voice, and we then incorporated. I actually pushed all of her dialogue scenes to the end of the shoot, hoping she'd recover
Yeah.
somewhat, and she didn't. But that's one thing you can do, obviously, is rearrange. I mean, this movie's completely shot completely out of sequence, like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
movies. But I'm like somebody asked Chris, my lead actor, about it later, and he's like, I don't even know what this movie's about because we were so out of sequence.
Oh my
Kind of
God.
script, I mean, but
Right.
Did you not read the script, sir?
So
I
you
mean,
just
and
take everything and put it in its place
I mean, that's
in
what I do
editing,
with
right?
editing with
yes,
our
Okay.
podcast, right? Is that when I get all the shots,
Mm-hmm.
right, from our podcast, what I do is I align it with the audio source, which we're recording right now.
Right.
And then I match it with the main video over
Right.
here, right? Because it builds me that sequence, right?
Okay.
And then I put the shots in between where I know they're going to go. And that's probably the most painful part
Mm-hmm.
is because I have to go through all the videos and be like, oh, wait, this part matches with this part. It's like
Mm-hmm.
putting a puzzle together, right? Which
yeah.
is why it takes me about 6 days to edit the whole episode. I don't know how Roger does it so fast. I commend the guy, but
He donates his and dedicates his time to it.
I donate and
Uh,
dedicate my time to
uh,
it too.
uh, yeah, you were snitched on.
Snitched by who?
He's
You
only got
know,
one camera shot too,
Yeah.
yeah, he does have only one
and
camera shot.
yeah. So
So, yeah, and I totally hear you. So, I mean, it gives me a lot of anxiety thinking that you had to have 10 days to do all of it. I mean, recently, my wife and I moved to a new place. And we had to do it in like 7 days, right? So I can only imagine how
yeah,
stressful it is. You have to make every shot count because if you don't,
Right.
well, you can't really go back.
Right.
yeah. We didn't, and there's some scenes in the movie. I watched. I'm like, I wish we would have reshot that. I wish we would have, because we did
Right.
have a little time at the end that if I would have, but. This is the problem with small movies too, where you are doing a lot of the heavy lifting or you're doing a lot
Right.
of the jobs,
Yeah.
is that
Right.
you're going to forget stuff.
It
Right.
becomes exhausting at the end.
Sure,
It just
sure.
becomes exhausting, right?
Yeah.
I notice that even when I do things and I'm just going on a marathon, go, 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 and when it's about to stop, it's like yeah, that's great, that's fine,
Right.
just let go, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it does. You do that also because it keeps costs down. Like
Right.
if I can't afford to have a line producer, I can't afford to have an entire art department, or it's just like one person in each department does all the stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
Or I'm doing some of the production design, or I mean, I'm editing. I'm writing, shooting, directing, producing, all that stuff. So it's
yeah. So a part of the movie that made me laugh really hard, and I know that's probably not the best way to
hopefully
put it.
not. Yeah,
Yeah, I know that's not the best
intentional.
way to put it, but it's when Russ made a clone of himself.
Oh yeah.
He's like, oh, no, it's so gross, and puts it into the car.
Uh,
And it's actually really funny because I recognize Alaska Regional on the shot too.
okay, yeah. I
But
live right near there, so
yeah, oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
And he was gonna put it in the dumpster, and I thought to myself, "Wow, we kind of do the same thing because we
Hmm.
have a dumpster right next to our office." And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I would probably do the same too, and just dump a body in the dumpster."
So he
Yeah,
threw
because he
his
knew
clone
it was
away.
gonna go, it was gonna dissolve anyway, right?
Oh.
So that was the
He was like, "Oh, I got to get it out before it dissolves." Oh my God! And then it just pop, it's all over the car, and he looks, it's like, "Oh,
So how
oh
long do the
no,
clones last in the movie?
not long."
What's the time limit of dissolving?
well, it's kind of, well, this is one thing that didn't quite make it into the story. The idea was that the more you would clone somebody,
Hmm.
the shorter their lifespan would
Right.
be. Or
Right.
like you brought up in the story, he tests it with apples because he knows about the house, he knows about it, but doesn't know how it works. He just
I guess there's a question. How did he know? Because he bought the house specifically for the cloning, right?
well, he bought it because he knew it did something that may help his wife.
Oh,
He
and he didn't know what
right.
exactly it was.
Yeah, that's why he when he finds the symbols in the crawl space, he kind of celebrates. He kind of like, this is it, right? This is it. So then he starts testing it with
Right.
organic matter,
Yeah.
which is why he puts it. And originally in the script, we had him put like money on there to see if that would work, which it
Mhm.
doesn't because it's not organic.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
But again, when you make a movie 3 times, as they say, when you write it and when you shoot it, when you edit it,
Oh,
Right.
it
absolutely.
changes every time.
Right.
Absolutely.
So when you're going, especially in a short shoot, like I would have a meeting with my DP, director of photography, Jared Beck, and my gaffer / DP, Eric White. Those are the guys I went to grad school with.
Mhm.
and we would go through like what are we doing tomorrow, which is typically what your line producer or first AD would do, which we didn't have. And so we're like, oh, what can we cut? So I probably was a bit hasty cutting a lot of things because I was worried, I wouldn't make the 10-day window.
Hmm.
And in retrospect, some things I shouldn't have cut. But anyway, so you end up not having everything when you go to edit as a result
Right.
of being all this hasty cutting. So but you make it work. Again, Roger Corman, I'll go back to him, didn't reshoot anything. He just
Yeah,
like, we have this much money, we have this much time. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic.
you're fine.
We have to have it, within these limitations, which in some ways is a good thing also because as you would know from Hollywood films, just because you have an endless supply of money doesn't mean your movie's better.
Absolutely.
No, and that's the biggest problem with Hollywood is that they put billions of dollars into movies, and then it's dog shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can get good movies too, right? It all boils
you
down to the
could.
screenplay,
Okay,
and how it's
Yeah.
how
here's
it's
the way I
put
see it.
together. But
Like a classic example is Godzilla minus zero, right, or minus one.
I haven't seen that. But
So good.
okay,
It's by far the most amazing Godzilla movie
best Godzilla movie
get
ever,
ever,
ever.
ever.
Okay,
It's great. It's amazing, right? And it had a budget of 100 million,
Mm.
right? And then we have Godzilla X King Kong, which had like what, $1 billion, and it was just hot garbage, right? I'm not saying that as in my subjective view. It was objectively hot garbage,
okay,
right? So you can tell it's that it's not about the budget. It's about how you develop the movie,
right.
and exactly as you said, the screenplay too, because there's not enough money in the world, Disney, that could ever make a dog wash movie good if it's already bad
Yeah,
on the
nothing saves a
conceptual
bad
side.
script as
Yeah,
the
nothing saves a bad
economics. Yeah,
script.
no,
It's
no amount of
also up
money.
to the viewer, right? Like
Yeah, it's
I
subjective, as
might
you
think
said.
the movie is great, and you might think it's not. And
Yeah, and it's funny because my wife and I had a conversation about this yesterday, right? Where, I was saying that what is objectivity of a good movie, right? Do you look at Rotten Tomatoes as a source of objectivity? Do you look at the audience rating as a source of objectivity? Because as you said before, at the
Mhm.
end of the day, art is subjective.
Right,
So, the eye of the beholder shows how good something is.
right,
So the question is, how do you have measurements of what is good in media, in literature, and arts, and anything? If everyone's view of the same movie could be different from another,
Right.
right?
well,
Well,
that's kind of
it's
what
because
you want,
everybody's
right?
different too. I
Yeah,
mean, your life experiences are going to influence how
absolutely.
you perceive all this stuff and whether you like it or not. So
And you
it's
want the positivity and the negativity in the release, right? Like
Absolutely.
well,
you
yeah. I
kind of
mean,
want them to hate it more so they can grow to love it.
Yeah, there's some movies that are like that people hated the movie originally at release, but
Yeah,
they love it again. I think of The Room, right? The
yeah.
Room was, which I think
hot garbage, right?
yeah,
Hot
oh,
garbage.
I just said.
oh,
Hot
it's
garbage.
beautiful garbage though. It's beautiful. I actually got to meet Greg Sestero, which is, I think I said his name right, which was the the co-leading actor of The Room with Tommy Wiseau, right?
Hmm.
Or Wiseau, however you say his name. And really nice guy. I think he's a really great guy. But originally the movie was so bad. It was a really bad, taken really poorly, and it gained a cult following because of how bad it is. I mean,
Right.
you can't underestimate the power of how bad movies can be
Right,
really good at the end of the day if it's done with
right.
the passion that it could have been.
I
Right.
when growing up, we used to. My uncles were into scary movies, Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn.
They watched Cyborg all the time.
Wow.
There was
More
one
than once. Huh?
um that I liked. I was afraid of it when I was younger, but we tried watching it again, I don't know, a year ago, and it was actually pretty good. People Under the Stairs?
Well,
People Under the
Wes Craven,
Stairs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
West Creed.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Had the tongues cut out and yeah, yeah, that was awesome.
Hmm.
To say that kind of reminds or not reminds me, but that's what I'm thinking when we talk about your movie. It's taking me to like a People Under the Stairs type of
Yeah, I can
scenario.
see that. I can absolutely see where you're coming from with that. One of the things that so I guess the question I have too when it comes to this movie, I actually switched what I was about to say, is when did the actual wife die?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, when did
Um,
she actually die?
I mean, according to the lore set up by the movie, right, that you can't leave the property without being destroyed,
Yeah.
essentially, right? You can just kind of pay attention, like how often she leaves the property and comes back,
Yeah.
and it's still intact. I mean,
Yeah.
like for example, when she goes jogging,
Yeah, she was
clearly
intact,
they
but
leave the
Russ blacked out.
right.
Right.
Right. And that is when we were writing it, we were also thinking about that. Like, you can interpret it in a lot of ways.
Right.
Like, maybe she's already been under the house at the very beginning, but
Ooh,
she did.
spooky.
Maybe, yeah, maybe are already in the future, when we start. But to me, as a writer,
Mhm.
and with my friends as well, is that because she does leave, because we established that when an object is cloned, it can only sustain itself by being around the source that created
Right.
it.
Right.
So, like for example, he puts the apple just across the property line, right? Just because he's testing the theory now, because if you recall, his wife accidentally put the cloned apple in the picnic basket, and
Yes.
then when they go to eat it, it's already exploded
Yeah.
and smelling and everything.
Mhm.
So he then goes to test this
Smelly
theory, and
apple.
he goes outside the house. He puts the apple on the tree stump. Nothing happens. Then he goes to the edge of the property, and puts it across the gutter into the street,
Mhm.
and then it pops,
Yeah.
bursts and dissolves. And so that sets up the rest of the movie, essentially how this works,
Yeah.
where again, it sort of got left out that the more it was cloned, the shorter the lifespan was off the
Yeah.
property. And even that, I probably cheated a lot. Like for example, when he clones himself, I mean, he
Yeah.
lasts a long time before his body, compared to the apple.
Yeah.
Um, so
Absolutely.
stuff like that. But to answer your question, I mean, I'm not going to say the answer outright as much as pay attention to what.
Right. I want to watch it, so don't give
Yeah.
me
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
too
like I'm
much.
giving you too many
Yeah.
spoilers already.
Well, I'm understanding.
Yeah.
That way, I'm not like, what the.
And this is definitely a movie. I didn't intend to make the movie this way, but it came out the way where I purposely withhold information.
Just
Right.
like the apple.
Right.
And right, and sometimes that frustrates people because they want to be spoon-fed everything. They don't have to think too much.
Right.
Too
But
much smooth brain activity going
Right.
on.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and that's fine. That's fair. People, if that's what they want, don't watch this movie
Yeah.
because I'm not going to tell you everything.
Well, that's what I look
So,
for in movies. I want to be like, what
Yeah.
is happening?
Exactly.
in fact, I had one person who saw the movie describe it as Pet Cemetery by way of David Lynch. That was
I can see
Okay.
that.
which I thought was
Absolutely.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Even
see
though
it.
I've never, I mean, I have watched some David Lynch movies, but and I've never really like set out to make really kind of vague, super perplexing movies, as because I grew up watching like Spielberg and James Cameron and
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock, and those are all very conventional, great
Mhm.
movies, all from all those guys, but they're very conventionally told.
Sure.
And this is
Mhm.
more unconventional. This is more Lynchian. This is more surreal.
Yeah,
What's
I
what?
always I kind of felt like it's kind of like a psychedelic in a way. Like, how do I say that? There's movies like a dreamy scenario. Like it feels very dreamy in that
Oh,
sense,
good.
where
But I don't use the "it's all a dream" or there's no
no,
no
it's
like
not all a
fake
dream.
dream sequences.
I guess the best way I can describe it is, Silent. Have you ever played Silent Hill 2 before or ever heard of
I've
it?
played the Silent Hill games. I don't know if that
Yeah.
specific one, but
So Silent Hill 2, it's very much a dreamy atmospheric place where the characters know they're there, but they're kind of like in a trance, and that's kind
yeah.
of how I feel like
Oh, good.
this movie is. Like it's like the characters are kind of like in a trance,
Hmm.
and especially the music. I don't know who wrote the music, but I feel a lot of Silent Hill
Good.
inspiration when it comes to the music, which kind of gave me that like, oh, this kind of feels like Silent Hill type of vibe
Yeah,
in
that
a
was
way.
Seth Newfer is the composer, and he's the guy who I met a long time ago, and it's like a short film. The guy that was in my short film said, "I have
Mhm.
a cousin who's a composer. Do you mind if he does your score?"
Mhm.
And so I've been using him ever since, and I finally was able to pay him on this movie.
Oh
Finally,
yeah.
he was always doing free stuff, like he did the theme for The Frugal Filmmaker and all kinds of stuff that I did, and I was finally able to do that. So that was good. He's actually scoring my next movie
Yeah.
as well. So
Okay,
that's
that's very
A good
cool.
composer is important.
A good
yeah,
composer is very important. I
Yeah.
think for me, I heavily, heavily, because I love film scores, right? Film scores
Right.
are my jam.
It emotionally affects
Yeah,
yeah.
me
it does for
going
me
into
too.
another
Although
scene.
I will
The music.
say in this movie, like I told him, because one of the first questions he always asks me is what movie do you want this to sound like, so he can kind of mimic the style.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, I don't really want a traditional score on this. I want like a soundscape. I want it."
That's exactly how Silent Hill 2 is.
Okay,
It's
so
very soundscapey.
in fact, it's hard to tell like where the score ends and where the sound design begins because they're all kind
Yeah,
of, you know,
meshes
Blended.
together.
yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And very kudos to the composer. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
yeah,
I can
he's
tell you
great.
one of the things that automatically turns me off a movie is a bad score.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like Gladiator 2, right? Have you watched Gladiator 2 by chance?
nope.
Good. Don't. So, what made me so mad about that movie is the fact that it sound you could tell the distinct difference between this new guy trying to pretend to be Hans Zimmerman
Oh,
and Hans Zimmerman, right?
right.
And I thought to myself, this is objectively 20 times worse than Gladiator, the original Gladiator, not just because of screenwriting and the stupid sharks in the
Right.
Colosseum, but
There was
yeah, there are sharks in the Colosseum,
Right.
but also because the score was just that bad. It was so bad, and it made me so mad because I love the Gladiator soundtrack. It's one of
Mm.
my favorite movie soundtracks of all time, and they just bastardized it to hell.
But was it
And
the same composer from
no,
the
it
first
wasn't. It
movie?
was
That's
not.
No,
probably
they
Yeah,
couldn't afford him
they couldn't
probably.
afford
Yeah.
him, which is crazy because
part
you'd think
twos
that
are
they would.
usually not as good as
Oh,
part.
but it's
Only
so
part two I give
bad.
credit to as a recent movie is uh Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah,
Mm.
Deadpool X
Deadpool 2
Wolverine.
was awesome.
Yeah,
And then the third,
the
we're
third
gonna
is
have
my
like
favorite
four
by
now.
far.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get off my tangent with. I think Ridley Scott lost all talent. By the way, just to put it there, I think he lost his talent. I think he did.
Not this Scott, right? Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, not you, Scott, not Scott Eggleston. Ridley
Okay,
Scott.
all right, all right.
Ridley Scott lost all talent after Napoleon. Napoleon was hot garbage. Napoleon was hot garbage. Gladiator 2 was hot garbage. And I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's smoking too much marijuana to figure out how to shoot a film anymore. But that guy has lost all talent for me. I'm probably never going to watch another Ridley Scott film.
Or do you think it's hard to have such a big first movie? It's hard to,
But the thing is that
copy that or mimic that or.
Well, the thing with Ridley Scott, and I need to go back to Scott Eggleston for a second,
Okay.
back to Scott Eggleston here, is that Ridley Scott in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, he put out banger after banger
Right.
after banger. We got
Yeah.
Alien,
Right.
we have Gladiator, so many good, what, Blade Runner? Like,
Did he do Predator?
he did
No,
not do
He didn't do
Predator.
Predator?
that was John McTiernan.
Yeah. It's like he put out amazing movies, just amazing. And I
Well, The
love Ridley
Martian, he
Scott.
did The Martian
Yeah, The
also,
Martian.
which
Yeah.
was I guess about 10 years ago. Right?
Yeah, it's like he did amazing movies. And I don't know what happened to him.
Hey, people get,
I
It's
think
the
he got
script.
complacent. I
He
think he
picked some
got
better scripts,
complacent.
maybe.
I don't know. There was Gladiator 2 had a better
He,
script than the one that they put out where Maximus comes back from the dead and he goes into sci-fi adventure and
did he direct Gladiator 2?
yeah, he
Also,
did.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he came back from the dead, joined the pentagons of the Roman gods to defeat the Christian gods, and joined the Christian god and to
Okay.
beat the Roman god, so he can have the whole "you can go back to your family if you do this for us" deal. And I thought that would have been a better script than what we've got in Gladiator 2, because at least the ridiculousness would
Mm.
make it better. But anyways, going back to Scott Eggleston, not Ridley Scott, director Scott
Okay.
Eggleston
Yeah.
here. You are currently producing another movie, right?
Yeah, yeah. Before we go on, can I just make one more
Yeah.
comment about
Yes.
scoring?
Yeah.
Because this is a couple of philosophies I have about film scores for indie films, like micro budget indie stuff.
Mhm.
Number one, pet peeve, which you can probably relate to this too, is you see this in a lot of indie films, is they have a wall to wall score. Like the
Yes.
soundtrack never stops.
Right.
And
Just
I,
like The Room.
Right.
Just
I
like The
hate
Room.
that.
Yeah.
Because all that tells me is like you don't have faith in your own movies.
Right,
Like, you
right.
can't even let the score lapse for a second to let your actors carry the
Right.
scene. You got to force feed that emotion down our
Right.
throat.
Right.
Like
Right.
So-
Hallmark movies.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, if the score never stops, it's a red flag. It's like they don't trust you, don't do it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I hate that. Another thing I don't like is when your score the quality of your score has to reflect the images that you're seeing. For example, I can't have an orchestral score
Right.
in my movie
Right.
because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't match the visuals you're seeing, which is a
Right.
very modest productions, your score should reflect what you're seeing as well, as far as the quality, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
because the score is a part of the story, is an
Right,
integral part of the story,
Yeah.
right.
right? You need a good score because what the actors convey is amplified by the music score that goes along with it as
It
well.
has to match. It has to match. You can't.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, you
has
can.
to
I can't
match.
have John Williams score my $10,000 movie because
Really,
it would.
but would you want to? I
Well,
would.
if it wasn't orchestral,
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
I like the old jukebox diner sound,
yeah,
slowed down, almost like a record player
yeah,
Oh,
crackling.
okay.
yeah.
That
Well, I
that
like it
yeah
too. I have
yeah.
tons of records at home, so feel you there. So y- your new movie, is it Bad Bones Part Two?
No,
The uncloning,
it's not the
the
uncloning. No,
uncloning, the
no. I had talked.
declonification.
We talked about a sequel a little bit, and
Oh,
if
I'd
I
like
were
to
to do that,
know.
because some people said, "Oh, you should follow like Jen, the neighbor." Like what's
Well,
her or
Jen is also in the same predicament.
Jenna? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Or Jenna.
Yeah.
Jenna is in the same
Which is another
predicament.
thing I did with the script. You probably caught this too, is that the names were similar. I mean, there's
Yeah.
something else going on. It's not just
It's anyone named Jen
self.
is going to be cloned.
Mm.
That's a
Well, they were
sequel. Don't
supposed
go
to
into
be.
Scott's
It was
house.
supposed to be just another metaphor of duplicity, right? Or a mirror. And you see mirrors in the movie. These two characters, the wife goes across the street to meet the neighbor. They're dressed in a similar manner,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
indicate.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
name's Jen too.
right, right. So stuff like that, that's really easy to do. That doesn't cost much money, to dress them in the same way or to
Yeah.
give them the same name or,
Mhm.
stuff like that is something you can do to save money and still convey. Or
Mhm.
mirrors. I mean, everybody's got a mirror they could incorporate into the shot or
Yeah.
Any
bathroom,
weird
whatever.
stares in it? Those give me. Yeah. Too far. Too far. I'm gonna watch it. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
And what was your question about the latest movie?
Yeah. What is the latest movie you're
Oh,
producing right
yeah.
now?
So I'm
Directing.
making. So it was a similar experience where one of the people that tried out for Bad Bones, his name is Matt Fernandez. He runs Anchorage Community Theater,
Okay.
which I don't know if you've been to or not, but it's
Yeah.
the local community theater. My kids have been in several of their shows, and
Mhm.
so Matt auditioned for Bad Bones as the publisher, but he didn't get the part. But he still said, "Hey, I've got this theater. If you ever want to shoot a movie here,
Oh wow.
we'll open it up to you. It won't cost you anything." So of course I'm like,
Whoa.
for course I'm like,
Connections
"Oh,
there.
now I've
Yeah.
got to write a movie around a theater," And
Yeah.
So
so
you're writing the Phantom of the Opera Part Two.
no. No, this one it's called Theater of Pain, and it
Okay.
actually skews more, probably less horror and more into psychological drama.
Oh, I love those. I
And that's a
love
story about
psychological
a
drama.
woman who goes to this theater to be a part of. She auditions for a play to kind of try to reinvent herself because she's
Yeah.
going through certain things and wants to kind of give herself a new start. And of course, weirdness ensues. So
Mm-hmm.
it's this is probably more weird than Bad Bones. In fact, I see myself going down this genre of weird movies because it's one way to distinguish
I love
yourself.
weird movies though. I love
Good,
weird
good, okay. Well,
movies.
you'll
Weird
probably like
movies
this
is my
one
jam.
then.
Like I like movies that are out of the box, right? I know for a lot of people that's a turn off, but for me, weird movies is a form of art, right?
Yeah.
And my favorite weird movie in recent memory, right, is Everything Everywhere in Between All at Once.
Okay.
Super weird, but so amazing. I literally feel like that movie could be put on a museum
Mm-hmm.
as a painting,
Yeah,
right? And that's the biggest compliment I can give to a movie. It's like when movie meets art and it's
Mm.
just beautifully well done,
I'll have
right?
to. I haven't seen that one yet, so I'll
Oh,
watch it.
it's so good. It's so amazing. Shorty,
Oh yeah,
Short Round from Indiana
Kiyu Kwan,
Jones.
right?
Yeah. He got his Grammy Award from that movie
Oh.
after trying to get one for many, many years and being on hiatus as an actor for a long time.
Right.
But I should know that guy's name. I feel bad.
Kiyu Kwan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job, and he wasn't even the first choice for the movie. It was actually Jackie Chan. They wrote the movie for
Oh,
Jackie Chan,
Hmm.
oh,
but Jackie Chan was like, nah,
too weird.
too
Right?
weird. Which I bet he is regretting it so hard.
I don't know. He's had enough success.
Right.
Share the wealth, Jackie. Right? It's okay. It's okay if someone else gets there.
That
Look,
would
you
be
don't have to be the only Bruce Lee replacement out there. There could be more Bruce Lee replacements.
Yeah.
So,
So this next movie, actually, I probably would have shot it in the same amount of time, but I had one of my actors say, "You might want to give us a break. This is a really tough schedule,
Hmm.
And so, I
yeah.
mean, she was cool about it. It wasn't like, "Hey, dummy, we're all dying here." So it was
Right.
like over. So this one was like we had a 2 week shoot with a weekend break in the middle, which is a good idea
Yeah.
to give everyone a.
So how long was the shooting process? Just two
It was two
weeks?
weeks, yeah.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
actually had one reshoot day because the lead actress, her name is Leah Matfield, actually grew up in Anchorage.
Hmm.
And when I was looking for actors, I was putting audition notices on Facebook, which I'd done before. And I thought, hey, I've made a feature here. I should get more people showing up. They'll know who I am.
Right.
And even if I'm paying them extra wages, which is pretty low, but I'm still paying them something,
Right.
which theater people typically make zero.
Yes,
So
you get a $5 Subway sandwich, but with no drink. So sorry.
no, you always, even if you can't pay anybody, you got to feed
You
them.
got to
At
feed
You
the
people.
got to feed
very
them.
least,
Absolutely.
you got to feed
No
them.
drinks included.
And if you're making a feature, like I've done this enough times now, I mean, not features, but like short films and stuff, that
Mhm.
I feel like I can't ask for favors anymore. I
Right.
need to pay them something.
Exactly. You're
So,
gone too big for
well,
favors
yeah,
anymore.
I'm too big, but
Yeah.
with Leah, it was really cool because she actually grew up here, but her mom sent her the audition notice, and she was actually in China, I think, as a part of the Sound of Music touring company.
Really?
Yeah, and she auditioned with a self tape. Someone showed
Okay.
me a video, and she was great. And I realized like, oh, I mean, you can tell instantly like, oh, this person could play anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I had her. She auditioned for the antagonist, and then I asked her to audition for the protagonist, which is the part I gave her. And so she actually came back to Anchorage because she was going to be here for the summer to visit her family and everything,
Yeah.
and ended up being in Miami. She wanted something to do, right? I wanted a project to be involved in, and
Oh,
so
nice.
That's really cool.
yeah, so that's how I found. And then the same thing with the antagonist was actually her name's Tiffany. She was here for the theater conference in Valdez,
Yeah.
and so she auditioned as well. And so there's two people that really aren't from. I mean, Leah's from Anchorage, but doesn't live here.
Hmm.
Right.
And I wish I could find more local actors that would come out for this kind of thing because it's been a challenge to get people to either know about it or care or film shoots do disrupt your life as far as scheduling goes,
Sure.
shooting days. I mean, Leah, like there was an actress who I was pursuing to be in this part, the lead
Hmm.
part, because I knew of her and she's just like, I can't do it because of the schedule right now. And I can't commit to being,
Well, put me in, coach.
yeah.
I got an audition for
You
you.
got like a Adam Sandler kind of cast set up. You like
Adam
using the same
Sandler.
Was
people.
there was, let's see, was there anybody in this movie that was in the previous one? I don't think so. Or no, that's not true. I had some people cross over. Like I had some similar crew members.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the woman that played the mother in Bad Bones was actually the script supervisor for this movie.
Interesting.
Robin Thompson was her name.
Hmm.
So yeah, you try and you definitely do the Woody Allen thing of like
Yeah.
having the same people a
Yeah.
lot. But I do want to work with different people. I mean,
Right.
obviously, you don't want the same exact faces in all your
Right.
movies, but they have to show up for the audition. They have to, it just dumbfounded me. It's like I'm paying people, and I've made a movie that I can say, hey, this is what I've done, which it's not the greatest movie ever, but I've made a feature,
Right. And that's
and
more than what most people can say too. I mean, a lot of people dream about, oh, look at me, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, or I'm gonna be a big movie
Right.
star, or a big director, right? And it's always good for talk, talk, talk. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to
No, no.
do it, right? But it's another thing to actually do it and say, hey, I did this,
Right.
right? Which is something I really commend you on because not many
oh,
people
thanks.
can actually make a dream and make it happen,
And
right?
finish it. And then
Yeah,
put it
Yeah,
out.
that's true.
finish it, put
Finishing
it.
it, and you got to be a little crazy doing this. This
Right.
is this
Exactly.
is as you know, doing whatever
Yeah.
online or any kind of production is
Mhm.
you got to be a little nuts because
And
it's
then you have to
Yeah.
accept the, positive and negative
yeah. Well, being on
reactions.
YouTube will give you a thick skin
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can even say for our show, there's been people that are like, no, I just think your show could be a little bit better if you do this or that.
yes,
And I
Yeah.
don't like the skits to put on. It's just too crazy. It's too
Yeah.
out there.
Well, I mean, when
Oh,
things happen
stop.
different, like for me being new at it, you think, oh, we just go in and do it. But um, I'm mentally, these are cameras, but mentally for me, I think, there's 100 people behind these
There is, yeah. There's
cameras
people
and
that
that
do
can,
watch
yeah.
our stuff.
Um, so, you have to, I guess, be careful in how you navigate it or whatnot. But now I don't really care.
well,
Yeah.
good. That's the way it
Um,
should be.
Organically, we can have an organic conversation and not, you know, have to pertain to
Yeah, and
some
that's
sort of
how it's supposed
demographic.
to be at the end of the day, especially for this show, is I want to have an organic
Absolutely.
conversation and not have it scripted.
Right.
One of the inspirations for this show in specific was like Joe Rogan. Like
Mm,
Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, they're very organic when they
absolutely.
speak, right? And I really appreciated that because when you're speaking organically, you don't have a script in front of you that's like, so what do you think of the current blah blah blah, right? And
Right.
you're actually able to convey a message and be able to talk to the
Right.
person. That reveals more about a person than reading off a script, in my opinion,
Right.
because they'll naturally want to talk,
Right.
right? Even the people that we had on this podcast that are not necessarily talkers,
Right.
they become talkers because we're
Right.
speaking about their experiences, right? And that's really where it comes down to, is learning about different people's experiences and how that made them to who they are now.
Right.
Well, that's a credit to you as the interviewer too, because you're right. Like if you have a series of questions, you can't just go off that. You need to. If somebody says something like, "Oh, that wasn't in my
Right.
question
That's
list," like,
not my
Right.
script.
let's build on that. Tell me
Right.
more,
And
kind
then
of
the
thing. So,
topic changes. We jump out and then we jump back in. Like it's
Right.
hard to stay
That's the
streamlined,
difficult part about
especially when
this.
you got two people interviewing you that have so many questions.
Right.
It's kind of hard to just stay. A question I do have before I forget is like for indie films, like actors need what, like an ass cap or
Ask.
I don't know
you're
if
talking
I'm
about the
saying it
union,
right.
like
Yeah,
SAG or
yeah, yeah.
AFTRA.
There
Yeah,
you go. There you go.
I
Where's
think
my ass cap?
he's asking a legitimate question. He's just thinking the name of the union right. That's all.
Well,
I
is
think.
it actually called an ass
Well,
cap?
ASCAP, I believe, deals with music copyright.
Okay,
Oh, ass cap, like asset.
ass
ASC
cap,
ASCAP.
Okay,
ass cap.
not ass. Like,
I don't know. I
No,
don't know what the acronym is.
not a butt
Maybe the
plug.
producer can look it
it's
up.
not.
Not a butt plug gaggle.
No, but you're talking about all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. Thank you.
okay.
Thank
Family
you.
show, right?
Oh, this is definitely not a family
Not a
show.
family show. Okay, I'll tell my family
Brought
not
to
to
you by
watch.
Saratoga Water.
But to answer I presume you're asking about when you're working with actors, union versus non-union shooting.
Yes.
That's a good question. Because yes, there are like certain requirements if you do use union actors that
Okay.
you must conform to in order to
Right.
use actors within that union.
Right.
My movies are non-union,
Yeah.
so if you are a member of the union and you agree to be in my movie, I'm not going to pay you a union minimum because I can't,
Okay.
and I won't. I run a safe set. I run a I that's one thing I pride myself on because I never want for one thing I never want anyone to get injured on a movie I'm
Right.
making,
Right.
We don't want to get
which is a
sued.
big. You got to be aware of this because when you're dealing with indie film, especially filmmakers get really excited about, oh, I'm going to make the next Die Hard, and
Yeah.
so
Right.
so now you're talking about fight choreography, which you may or may not know how to do. Are you a stunt person? Do you know what
Right.
you're doing?
Right.
You got to be careful because if you hurt somebody on your movie, number one, your movie's probably not bonded, meaning it's not
Right.
insured.
Right.
So you're directly responsible for the safety of these people. And you may have noticed, like, there's some stunts in my movie that when you're writing it, you're like, oh, this shouldn't be too hard. Like I have the scene where, whoa, Jen pushes Russ down the stairs,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Now, how are you going to do that without hurting somebody?
Oh, that's another question I want to ask. What can you continue going?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're getting. I know what you're going to ask me. But so you have to figure that out because your actors want to trust you as the director. They're going to
Right.
come to you with concerns, with issues,
Right.
and you have to be able to uh, make them trust you.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to walk, especially on a movie with this low of a budget. They're like, "Oh, you can keep your $10,
Right.
Or
Right.
the guy
You
in
keep your sub
Right.
the
coupon.
guy in Ghostbusters. I always quote that guy. So you can keep your $5. Um, anyway, I will, Mister. Anybody remember that scene?
Yeah, I
That's a
remember.
great scene.
I know what
It's a
you're
great.
talking about.
So run a safe set because again, I can't. I think and there was actually when I was meeting with a group of filmmakers and our congressman about bringing the tax credit back. And I remember it was a union rep there who said like, oh, hey, if you're making another movie, you contact me, I'll get you actors. And I remember interacting with her online. I was like, well, number one, how many union actors are there in
Mhm.
Anchorage? And she
Mhm.
never responded, which means you can find lots of union actors, but you got to fly them in
Right.
Right.
from LA or New York or wherever. And you
Right.
can go on backstage.com, which is like a big audition site and
Yeah, I
actors,
know of
that
that.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to, and they will say whether they work on union or non-union projects,
Hmm.
but you have to pay them, feed them, obviously. But if they're out of state, you got to bring them here,
Right.
So That's one reason and I think you should, as a filmmaker, focus locally anyway. I mean, I did use 2 LA actors, and that's fine. I've used out-of-state actors. I would prefer to use everybody in state if I
Right.
could.
Mhm.
But if you don't come to my audition, how can I cast you?
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
We have
but
to go to the next one.
but that is a really good question, about because you got to be aware of that stuff. And some people will say, well, if your movie's not bonded, I'm not going to work on it because I don't feel safe. Or
Right.
if you're
Right.
not going to, I pay SAG dues,
Right. Right.
so I have to work on union films because if the union gets wind of you not working on a union film or that you worked on a non-union project, you could be in trouble.
Same as the construction field then and any other
Yeah,
electrical
yeah, right,
union,
right.
plumbing, so on and so
So
forth.
like
Yeah, that makes
Chris,
sense.
like. Well, I won't go into details because I don't want to divulge anything. Maybe they don't want me to say in a public venue.
Oh,
But
please do.
No,
but
this is not a snitch platform.
but
That's the other show.
my movies are non-union. I feel like I run a safe enough environment and,
Right.
and provide food and lodgings if needed and
Put people on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
don't do that. Well, that's the thing. That's when you're writing this stuff as an indie that you plan to shoot.
Yeah.
You need to figure out in your head, how am I going to do this? Like there's a shot. The last shot we did in Bad Bones was an effect shot, and you probably
That's what exactly want to talk about because of
okay.
the whole Jen putting bleach into Russ's body.
Mhm.
What the heck was all that
He's
about? Like
cleansing
his
soul.
I don't understand this.
Again, without revealing everything, saying, "Oh, this is exactly what it meant." Just think about what happens directly after that. Like,
Yeah, she has a really bad stomachache. I thought she just ate really bad burritos.
okay, well, maybe.
Yeah. Like I thought it was a bad burrito. Like
Maybe.
those beans are jumping in her stomach and that's what happened, but I guess that's not it.
I mean, if you just,
Sorry,
if you
I
just,
tried to hold it in. I'm sorry.
it could be, it could be.
Just let it go, man. Just let it go.
When you watch the movie, yeah, just look at this sequence of
Oh.
events, which basically, I think when that happens, like there's no dialogue, I don't believe, until
No,
the movie's
there's
over.
no dialogue
So
at
it's all
all.
visuals. What Hitchcock called pure cinema. It's just
Mhm.
there's no dialogue. It's just what you see.
Right.
And just look at the sequence of events after that, and then ask yourself the same question.
I was just waiting at the very end. She opens the door to the garage to go forward. I was just waiting for the audible pop. But it's like I'm gonna go on this date and no one's gonna stop me. 3 seconds later, pop.
I'm interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Well,
talking about this movie is
well,
making me
I'll
like
call
it
you
even more
later.
than when I initially watched it. I actually
Nope.
started to connect things
Oh,
together.
good, good. And a lot of
Yeah.
people have told me like, oh, I had to watch it again to kind of, absorb
Yeah, and
everything,
sometimes it
which
takes
is good. I
multiple
mean, hey, maybe
viewings.
there's, some rewatchability in there, which
Yeah.
is, but it's a tightrope because I admit, like, you don't want to alienate your audience by withholding too much information.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, in film school, they always teach you, you need to make everything clear and understandable, which is like the visual language of film is
Right.
designed that way.
Yeah.
Where you understand, like, wide shot, close up, a reaction shot, that kind of thing. Don't cross the 180-degree rule. Make everything coherent and understandable. The best thing about film school, in my opinion, is you learn all those rules so you can break them. So that you can
Yeah.
bend those rules to, because there's a scene, and this happens a lot in movies too, like the 180-degree rule, which I'm not sure if you understand what
I
that
have
is,
no
but
idea what the 180
it just means like if I'm shooting this conversation, or if the camera's shooting our conversation,
Mhm.
there's an imaginary line between you and the camera.
Yeah.
So that if you want to get a close up, let's say of you, Van,
Right.
the camera will then move over here to get your close up, but it won't cross that line
Gotcha.
because if when we get the shot of you as well,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you can then intercut everything and it makes sense. Like you're looking at him when he's
Right.
talking, when you're cutting back and
Right.
forth.
Right.
That's the visual language of
Yeah.
shot,
The perspectives.
Yeah.
shot,
That makes
reaction
sense.
shot.
Again,
Um,
shout out to our director here who does a great job. And
Yeah. Shout
But
out to
but
him.
if you bring that camera across the line and then
Mhm.
start editing, you'll be looking in the same direction.
Yeah, don't
and
cross
it's,
the line.
Yeah.
and it's disorienting. Okay, it's
Exactly.
disorienting, which you can use to your advantage, say in an argument,
Right.
because there's a scene in my movie where there's an argument and we ignore that line completely
Right.
because it's disorienting.
Right.
That's the kind of thing you can do.
So what a
Shot
what
reverse
a
shot is what I was trying to say.
what a how do I say that? What a big label. Like, how does that work? Like, let's say
Disney.
The
Disney
studio,
wanted to buy that
my movie.
movie or production from you, but it's already shot.
Well, that happens all the time. People
Oh,
go to
okay.
people play the festival circuit. hoping that somebody will pick up their movie. The Sundance. I
Gotcha.
mean, it's classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sundance.
Classic example of I'm gonna max out credit cards. Kevin Smith, with
Mm-hmm.
Clerks, for example, this is a famous example. He would
Clerks was
spend
good.
all of his money,
Shout out to
took it to
Clerks.
Sundance, hoping someone would buy it, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
And he got his money
Yeah.
back. I don't take those kind of gambles because I think that's especially now, the odds of you getting bought by somebody it's really tough.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
kind
really
of
tough. So I'm more into self-distribution, trying
Okay.
to make
yeah,
my money back,
Okay.
which is its own risk.
yeah. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The latest horror movie that came out this summer together with oh, what's
Franco,
yeah,
not James, but his brother.
yeah, his brother Franco, and oh my gosh, I can't remember
Is it
the
Alison Brie?
yeah, Alison Brie.
Okay.
So what I've heard from this movie is that I'm not sure if they bought a movie from this Australian that had the same concept, and he got pretty mad because it got
No.
pretty successful and
Did they
said,
buy the screenplay or something?
yeah, I think they bought the
Or did they just
screenplay.
steal the idea?
I'm not sure which
And
one,
rewrote it.
but it seems like it's either one of the two. But the Australian individual that originally wrote the screenplay got
Hmm.
pretty mad about it too,
Did
and
you sue him?
yeah,
Okay.
he's suing.
Yeah.
Which
Do
I
you
don't
do
know.
you
I feel
think the
like they
little
have
brother's better than
I
the bigger
mean,
brother?
little bro. Oh,
I
oh,
believe.
okay. So here's I watched more James Franco movies than the fact that I know James Franco and not the other
yeah, I can't even
brothers.
think of his
Yeah.
brother's name either.
Yeah, sorry. Uh,
I
that
just
kind of says a
watched.
lot. I think he's a great. I think his younger brother's a really good actor, but
Yeah.
definitely becoming more prominent. That's the Franco after the
Yeah,
allegations that
James got
James.
canceled.
Yeah, James got canceled.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, James got canceled.
Oh, okay.
So
Inappropriate activities with students in his class,
Oh,
I
I didn't
believe,
yeah,
know
was
that.
one of them. Yeah,
yeah,
acting
exactly.
class.
So you know, I believe he does a really great job. I think he's a good actor. I don't. I think he's going to be more prominent now than James Franco has been. I mean, the only thing that he needs to do is go into the Spider-Man movie and
Yeah.
just be the next Spider-Man, and he's got his brother. So,
Well,
I think people are leaning more toward me. I can't speak for everybody else. Is more towards So now we just watched Monster, my wife and I the other day.
now
Uh
which one is that? Monster with
uh
Charlize Theron or Monster?
with Charlie Sheen,
that was a good one. I love that movie too. No, this one is whoever the serial killer was,
Oh,
a recent
I hate
movie.
generic titles, by the way.
right?
And then last night we started oh God, is it John Casey?
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Casey.
Gacy. Yeah. We only got into episode 2 last night, but Hooked, the John Wayne Gacy story.
Yeah,
I think more and more people are getting back into that.
True crime stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Live executions, because John Wayne Gacy. I watched him as a kid get executed.
Oh,
Mm.
really?
Yeah, back when they would show the lethal injection on TV.
yeah.
We'd all sit around with our popcorn and watch it.
It's time to watch a man die.
Absolutely, multiple times.
Well, that used to be
Gather
the
around.
thing to watch back in the day. I mean, it's been that way for centuries, right?
Mhm.
It's like public executions are
We want to
the
see that
modern
again.
entertainment. If you look back in, I don't know, like William Wallace, everyone watched William Wallace died
Mhm.
when he was being executed, or
Mhm.
the French Revolution. People watch the royalties get.
I hope we've advanced a little more.
Well, I think we have. I want to say we have. We'll find out soon if we have or not. But
Yeah.
it's public executions has always been a form of entertainment for
Mhm.
one or another,
Mhm.
but
Or is it
also
a deterrent?
it's also a deterrent as well.
This is what's going to happen to you if you
Yeah, and
are
what
horrible.
especially in the
Right.
medieval days, it was a deterrent and a form of entertainment for the public mass,
Right.
and that's just kind of how it goes then. But I think it's time that I show you my audition tape.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
Okay.
auditioning?
it's my
Your short film.
yes, I was inspired. And I also have a crawl space in my
Oh, you
house.
should make a movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's
You
where
talk to your wife.
I have an
Talk to your wife
audition
first, though.
tape as
Don't just make
well.
movies without your
Well, talk
spouse's
about your
consent.
audition tape.
Mine's is on VHS player. Tape. I have to find it.
Yes,
Well,
well,
I should say about Bad Bones too. It's like none of that would have happened without my wife and her participation.
thank you.
Awesome.
Because you got to work with your spouse. Don't make movies without them knowing.
Oh, that's true. All right, if you want to pay attention to the screen behind
Oh,
us, are we ready for this amazing video? It's 27 seconds long, so I really hope you will
now
consider
this
it.
is a what? You can preface this by
So Mia Goth, if you're listening out
oh, okay.
there, we want you on my set for my new movie, Crawling Down and Under the Crawl Space, Boobatron 3000. So that's gonna be my
That is a
title.
memorable title.
Is your wife okay with this movie?
Well, we're gonna find out. This is the future debut. Okay, here we
Okay.
go. Here we go. Seriously though, they really want my body, and I don't know what they want it for. I'm panicking now. The world is spinning, and I think there's a cockroach in here. I need you to come here and do your Bob the Builder crap, and dig me out. Dig me out, Reed. You gotta dig me out. That's all you can do. That's the only way to save.
Was this a recent? Did you recently just do this?
Like last week, yeah.
No, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks
Who's
ago.
Reed?
Reed is the main
Shout out
character.
to Reed.
Reed is the main
Oh.
character of my movie.
Okay.
So he is a. Let me explain to the
This
person.
is
Yeah.
this isn't the movie though.
Oh no,
This
that's
is a
the movie.
teaser. This
No,
is the whole movie.
oh, that's the whole movie.
Okay, got it.
27 seconds long. Yes, yes. So what this movie is about
Is that a horror comedy?
Oh, it's definitely horrible.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So what this Reed is a multifaceted character, right? He has multiple layers. He's
He's an onion, right?
he's an onion,
He's got
all right.
layers.
Yes, he's got a lot of
I don't
layers.
agree
So-
with any of this
Well,
that I'm
You're not
listening.
endorsing this project?
Sorry, Reed.
So he
I didn't agree to this.
Reed is supposed to dig me out of my crawl space because my wife locked me
Oh.
in there. It's really
Oh.
unfortunate.
Is this based on a true story?
It's based on a true story. It was locked and I had no way to get out. And there was unauthorized clone. I think I took inspiration from your movie. There
Oh,
was,
did you make this after you saw my movie?
no, I made
Oh.
this before, but
Oh,
I
okay.
thought the gods of film just beamed the information into me and
Okay.
said, "This is what your movie should be."
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is actually my pitch to have you direct my movie
Oh.
and Mia Goth star in it. So yes, it's a movie about.
Flattered.
Thank you. You should be. So the
I think she's gonna make more money than I am. On
oh,
this movie.
absolutely, she will absolutely make more money. So yeah, it's.
I'll shoot it for half price. It don't seem difficult. I'll get down
It's
there
a
with
found
you.
Well,
footage movie?
you're experienced with
Yeah.
homemade films.
Yeah,
so
I am.
you are.
I
So, yeah. So I'm not asking for much money. I'm really not. I'm talking about maybe $250,000, right?
For your budget?
Well, I want you to give it to me.
Oh, you think I have that kind of money? Have you seen my movies?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I think you could scrounge it up. I mean,
Sure.
I'm sure you can. I know.
Mortgage the house.
Mortgage the house. I mean, your house can't clone, right? So you could
Clone the
just,
money.
just make clones of Donald
Oh,
Trump
I
and
might
just put it in there.
Clone
You
the
make
money
Clone
over.
Department
I
in
can't. Remember I
15
told you
times.
in the original script he tries to clone cash.
Oh,
It
right,
doesn't
right,
work.
right.
No,
So.
no, you can't. But you can clone like important figures, like clone Elon Musk. I bet.
How would you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, clone Elon Musk. He'll give you $1 billion.
I think he is a
for
clone.
He might be a clone.
I think he's a robot.
He might be a robot.
Maybe
He's
a
one of the
robot
robots he's
clone.
building.
Yeah.
And then if you lay him on his back, his belly, and his chest is shaped like a Tesla.
All right. All right. Good to know.
So
I think Elon's a brilliant guy, but he might be
I
a.
think he's.
Robot.
I think he's a marketer. Is what
He's a
it is. I don't think
marketer.
he's. Anyway,
So, what did you say?
what did I say?
What do you say?
What did he say about giving you $250,000?
Yes.
I don't have that.
Why
So
are
the
you
answer
even-
is no.
Why are you even here then?
I don't know. You invited me.
You manifesting it wrong.
Evidently,
Yeah.
I'm.
Was the whole episode like just a buttering up to this
It
point?
was.
Oh,
It was
okay.
exactly that. I wanted you to direct
Talk
down
about
and
it.
under the attic, Boobatron 4000, but you're not. You know what? That's fine.
You haven't seen the vision. Maybe I need a pitch. You haven't really pitched me yet.
Let me. It goes like that: Spielberg, Mia Goth, me, you, attic.
You've got Spielberg and Mia Goth attached to this? already?
Yes.
Oh.
We give out free promotion on this platform.
Yeah.
We give
That's
out
a pretty
free
good
promotion.
lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. Money, please.
Oh, is that how it works?
That's how it's gonna work. You gotta manifest it to happen.
Sign this
As Dirty Harry
contract.
once said, "I think you've misjudged me."
Sign the contract.
Sign the contract.
What? Oh, is that what I signed earlier?
Yeah,
Oh
it is.
man,
You
I
didn't
should have
read
my
it?
lawyer look. I did read it. I recall no dollar signs on that.
It's
Oh,
okay. I'll just edit the document
Okay.
after.
it's a 360
It's a
contract.
360 contract. It was the 180 shot.
Yeah, 99% us, 1% you.
Yeah, that's
That's a
exactly.
good deal.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a really good
Yeah.
deal, isn't it? Well, Scott, do you have anywhere that we can reach you so we
Yes.
do you want to tell the audience where we can find you, your
Oh,
social media platforms, YouTube?
yeah. Well, there's the Frugal Filmmaker on YouTube.
Yeah, you're being
Um,
pretty frugal right now.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
super frugal. That's because I don't have anything. I'm a broke filmmaker.
I just
Can.
gave you the idea. You just gotta roll with it.
Oh, is that? You're
Clone Elon.
you're an idea man.
I am
That's
an idea man.
okay.
Yeah. But continue on, continue.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can just go through my YouTube channel if you want to reach me. I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always the email, the Frugal Filmmaker, at Gmail.
Frugal
If you really
film.
want to email me,
Yeah.
but my movie's available on just about all the really low budget platforms. YouTube, Tubi, Amazon, Plex, Roku channel.
Are you currently taking auditions?
Well, I'm not currently shooting anything.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
currently in post production on Theater of Pain, so I'm this
Okay.
close to picture lock, so that I can hand it over to sound and picture or sound, color,
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
mixing, that kind of thing.
Well, when
But
you make your next movie, remember me.
you want to audition for my next movie? Is that what
I
you're
want to
saying?
be the star.
Oh,
I want to be the
You
star,
should be
baby.
like a baby body for your head.
so what you're saying is,
That would be awesome, like a baby body, like but your head.
It's the time for the movie now, boss. Boss, it's the time for the movie now.
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah. So you want a vanity project, where it's about you, featuring you, starring you. And
Yes. What I want to see is a a autobiography of my life, starting
oh
from
wow,
baby me till now,
start writing,
talking to
see
you.
the screenplay,
Yeah.
then we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll do that. Well, Alaska, thank you for tuning in once again to our show.
Thank
You
you for
guys keep
joining.
on babbling. Thank you, Scott, for joining
Yeah, no,
us.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Scott.
Appreciate it.
All right. Take care, Alaska.